Some of the smartest people you know are not the richest, and that's not a coincidence. You've watched people less capable than you move faster. That observation isn't jealousy, it's a signal. And most intelligent people never figure out what it's pointing to. Intelligence doesn't just fail to create wealth. In many cases, it delays it. This video is not motivation. It's a diagnosis. There's a specific person it's written for. Someone who reads more than most, who understands markets, risk, and opportunity at least conceptually. Someone earning, maybe well, but not building, not compounding, not owning anything that runs without them. Somewhere in the back of their mind is a quiet, persistent pressure. The sense that time is passing, that the gap between where they are and where they could be is widening. Slowly, invisibly. They just haven't been able to name exactly why. What follows are 3 categories of traps. Each one feels logical from the inside. Each one is costing you more than you can see. The first trap is analysis paralysis. And it doesn't feel like a trap at all. It feels like being thorough. The intelligent person researches before they act. Models scenarios, weighs variables. That's rational. The problem is the process never ends because the goal quietly shifts. From gathering enough information to act, to gathering enough information to feel certain. And certainty, in any real opportunity, almost never fully arrives. Consider this. Marcus spent 11 months researching a product business. He understood the market better than most people already selling in it. He had a spreadsheet for every scenario. He never launched. Someone in the same niche with a basic website and no spreadsheets launched in month 2. By month 11, that person had real customers, real feedback, and real revenue. Marcus had a better model of a business that didn't exist. Ask yourself honestly, is there something you've been almost ready to start for more than 6 months? If yes, that's not preparation. That's avoidance wearing the mask of diligence. Information reduces uncertainty. It does not eliminate it. Past a certain threshold, more research isn't risk management. It is the risk. Overthinking is fear with better vocabulary. The second trap is perfectionism. It sounds like a high standard. In practice, it's protection. From exposure, from judgment, from the discomfort of putting something real into a world that might reject it. 2 people, same idea. One spends 5 months building the perfect version, every detail refined, every objection handled. The other launches something rough in 3 weeks, gets 10 real customers, and iterates. By month 5, the second person has data, direction, and revenue. The first person is still adjusting something the market hasn't validated yet. The market doesn't reward perfect. It rewards present. Is what you're still working on actually getting better, or just staying safely in your control? Smart people don't fail more. They start less. The third thinking trap is knowledge addiction. Learning produces a real neurological reward. Finishing a book, understanding a framework, completing a course. It feels productive. The danger is when that feeling becomes a substitute for the actual thing it was supposed to prepare you for. There's a creator who has taken 6 courses on content strategy, understands the algorithm better than most people with actual audiences, and has never posted a single video. There's an aspiring investor who has read every foundational book on the subject and has not invested $1. The knowledge is real. The progress is not. Knowledge without application is expensive comfort. It gives you the sensation of moving forward without the exposure that real movement requires. Thinking feels productive. It isn't. The next trap is where most intelligent people lose years, not months. Certainty addiction. This one presents itself as risk management, which intelligent people genuinely value. The smart person always has a well-constructed argument for why now isn't the right time. The economy is unstable. The market is overvalued. The competition is too established. These arguments are often technically accurate. They are also always accurate, to some degree, about any decision, at any time. There has never been a moment in history without legitimate reasons to wait. The people building real wealth don't wait for certainty. They build conviction, enough signal, enough understanding of the downside, and they act from inside the uncertainty. They manage risk through engagement, not avoidance. One approach compounds, the other watches. How many ideas have you understood completely and never tested once? This one feels responsible, but it's costing you compounding years. The salary trap is the most invisible behavior trap because it looks like success. A good salary is genuinely good. Stability, predictability, known variables. For an intelligent person, optimizing inside that system feels like the correct strategy. And partially, it is. But structurally, a salary is time exchanged for money. Linear. It stops the moment you stop. It does not compound. It does not create ownership. The people building lasting wealth are almost always doing so through some form of ownership, equity, assets, products that scale beyond their direct labor. David has been in the same company for 6 years. He's promoted twice, respected, earning well. He understands exactly how to build the business he keeps advising his employer on. He's been planning to leave and start something for 4 years. The conditions were never quite right. He's 34 now. The compounding clock, not the savings account one, but the one on available years, has been running the entire time. Are you building something, or just earning? If this is shifting how you think about money, subscribe to Rich Explained. Now we reach the layer most financial content never touches. Identity. And this is where intelligence starts working directly against you. Ego protection. Intelligent people have typically built a significant portion of their self-concept around being right, being competent, being the person who sees things clearly before others do. That identity carries real value in many contexts. It also carries a hidden cost. When the stakes of being wrong extend beyond losing money, when failure means losing the image you've spent years building, risk avoidance becomes personal. Starting something and failing publicly isn't just a financial setback anymore. It becomes an identity threat. So the intelligent person shifts into advisory mode. They analyze other people's businesses, identify flaws in others' strategies, comment from a position that never gets publicly tested. The sidelines feel like a vantage point. They're actually a holding pattern. Are you not acting because the odds are wrong, or because acting risks the version of yourself you've spent years protecting? Thinking is safe. Action is where identity gets tested. Overcomplication. Smart people see interdependencies, second-order consequences, edge cases. In most professional contexts, this is an advantage. In the early stages of building something, it becomes a liability. The person who can model every possible outcome often can't commit to one direction, because they can see clearly why every direction carries risk. The person who can't see all that complexity picks a direction and moves. Their plan is less sophisticated. Their learning is real. And in environments that reward iteration, which most wealth-building environments do, real learning compounds faster than sophisticated planning. Then there's delayed action cost, the most invisible tax of all, because it registers as zero in the moment. Every year spent preparing instead of executing is a year of compounding that didn't begin, a year of market feedback not received, a year of skills that can only be built through practice, not study. The cost becomes visible only in retrospect, when you do the calculation on where you'd be if you had started when you first thought about it. You're not behind because you're not smart. You're behind because you waited. The final trap, and the deepest, is identity limits. The way you define yourself sets the ceiling of what you'll attempt. If your self-concept is built around being a professional, an employee, an expert inside a system, then opportunities that require ownership thinking will feel foreign. Not impossible. Foreign. like they belong to a different kind of person. Here's the mechanism. You won't reject those opportunities openly. You'll construct rational reasons why they don't apply to your specific situation. The same intelligence that could be used to execute gets redirected into building a coherent case for staying exactly where you are. You don't fail because you can't. You fail to start because you don't yet act like the person who would. Identity is the last wall, and it cannot be analyzed down. Intelligence can help you understand the game, but many people understand and never play, and time doesn't wait for understanding. The patterns in this video are not character flaws. They are predictable outputs of applying a high-precision mind to environments that reward movement, ownership, and iteration, not just comprehension. The people moving ahead are not always more capable. In many cases, they're less thorough. But they are inside the game, and being inside the game, imperfectly, is the only way to learn what actually changes your position in it. The question is not whether you're capable of understanding all of this. You clearly are. The question is whether you're willing to act before certainty arrives, to launch before it's ready, to be wrong in public, in exchange for building something real. How long have you been thinking without moving? Wealth doesn't begin in your bank account. It begins when you stop thinking like the person you used to be. Subscribe to Rich Explained for deeper breakdowns on money, thinking, and leverage.